Thank you for that. Alrighty. Pandora's Tower. Conquer. Yeah. I didn't write down my thoughts for this game. I was thinking about doing it yesterday, but I never got around to doing so. So I'll just do this one off the dome. And I'd say overall thoughts. I like this game. I don't think this game is really my kind of game, but I liked it anyways. It was cool. It probably gets more props from me than maybe it deserves, because it reminds me so much of the Emerald Spire campaign that I played in for Pathfinder, and it just reminds me of like this super dungeon that you're going through, and like each level has its own kind of story and history to it, and you're trying to, solve an overall or overarching plot, but each journey into the area is different, and it's cool. There's some similarities, but there's differences and things like that. Whoops. And so that was super neat to come across. I think the story, it's not great, and it's not told in a great way, but as crazy as this sounds, I don't think it really needs much to go off of. Sure, I would have liked more elaboration. I would have liked more characters to interact with. And it's true that since we only really had like 3 characters, it does feel like there should have been more character building and more to it. But I don't think that the game is like it gets deducted points because it took this approach. I think this was fine. Sure, I would have liked more, but it is what it is. For the gameplay department, this is probably the biggest surprise for me. As unwieldy as the chain can be, it's just a cool mechanic, and it works. There are those moments where you're having difficulty using it, like trying to target things. I struggled with that a lot, but I like the implementation, and it works very well. You wouldn't expect this to have the precision and the coordination needed for a Nintendo Wii game, but it works. I don't know how this is a thing, but it works. It's intuitive. It's not oh man, I was gonna say the word clunky. What's a better way to describe clunky? It doesn't require a lot of extra steps or button presses or anything like that. It's still simple, and it's still I guess fluid, I suppose. Each step of using the chain is kind of like seamless, and it works. So I like that a lot. And again, like, this is not something that I expected to like. The chain motion controls, like this was a huge opportunity for.
What more could I have done for you?
Failure. Huge opportunity for failure, and it just didn't fail. So I'm quite pleased with what the game gave me. I liked it a lot. The voice acting was pretty solid. I liked Mavda's voice acting a lot. She played, like this crazy old crone type personality that worked really well for Mavda. Elena was okay. I was more intrigued by the creepiness of how the game progressed, which I think it did it very well, by the way, starting off with I have to eat this flesh. That's absolutely disgusting. Are you out of your mind? To when are you gonna give me flesh? I'm like dying to eat it. The journey to get there was done really well, and it definitely amped up the disgust that I had for it. And it's one of those things where it's like I'm being told that I have to do this to have her survive, but there's clearly side effects that are going on, and it's clear that if I stop doing this, uh, things will get better, but she'll die. You know, it's crazy. Um, how those parallels just like unparallel themselves. Um, in regards to the voice acting, I do think it's really weird that Aaron doesn't have isn't fully voice acted. He's voice acted in the cutscenes, sort of, kind of, but he doesn't really talk that much. He doesn't really have a whole lot of personality or or anything to help build his character. I would honestly say that Aaron is more silent protagonist than he is spoken protagonist. He says words like, Elena, and he expresses emotion when he does that, but not really saying any like coherent sentences, at least more than one, at a time. He's very light spoken. And so he doesn't come across as a great character or a great protagonist with uh, that kind of stuff going on. Um, but yeah, let's see for other music. I think there were some nice music tracks in here. I'm gonna have to add this one to level up this playlist listen and see what I missed out on. Um, if the developer is watching, I don't know if Astral Chain was birthed because of this game, or if it was inspired by this game, or if the developers that worked on this game also worked on Astral Chain. But I feel like there is there is a natural progression from Pandora's Tower to Astral Chain as far as how the chain works and what you could do with the chain, and and just like doing cool things with the chain. And so I enjoyed playing a game on a system that you wouldn't otherwise expect to have mechanics and controls like this and have them work so well. And, with the possibility of those controls and, that those mechanics influencing another game in the future that also uses chains in cool ways. It's neat to see potential inspiration, even though it may not have been inspiration. Um, would I play a sequel to this game? I would play a sequel. I think Mr. JRPG was saying that this game has like flew very far under the radar of most people, and nobody really played it because of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I believe. And that's definitely a shame because this game is way better than I would have ever thought it would be. Uh, so yeah, if the developers are watching, you guys made a pretty good game, and I'm super super shocked that it was as good as this because I didn't know what to expect, but it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Mr. JRPG says, I think it is underrated with so little buzz about it. Um, yeah, I mean, I've certainly never heard much about this game, and I guess it just didn't sell well, or it was overshadowed. Who knows? Aaron, I don't know if I'm supposed to be a silent protagonist or not. I'm confused. Yeah, I didn't understand uh, where they wanted to go with him. Um, sure. They're different developers? Okay, okay. You never played Xenoblade Chronicles or this? Well, Yulamasa, you're going to have to get up on that. But that's going to wrap it up for my thoughts. I'm going to continue this, see what happens. Now select chapters and play the game from any point in your current state. New events and items have been unlocked. Hmm. 69% complete. Okay, well, that's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Everybody says, you knew about this because you followed all the Operation Rainfall stuff back then. Ah. That was the X-Seed stuff, I believe. They did publish this game last, didn't they? Something like that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'll be back Monday, 7 a.m. Pacific, to play something. So hope to see you then. See you next time I see you. Peace.